I think toxic masculinity has been a term and a phrase that's been weaponized, and then used against men to make men feel less than.
Well, I met Blake. I worked with her husband Ryan several years ago, so I met Blake a few times through Ryan on that film.
Got it.
And and thought she seemed nice, and little did I know.
Yeah. How quickly do you...
Don't touch me. It's a function on Twitter and Instagram. There's a couple people that I have muted.
Good.
Yeah. Blake Lively.
You can mute people on Instagram?
Yeah, it's a new feature.
Really?
I know. Get excited.
Blake Lively, Serena Vanderwoodsen herself, is currently locked in a nasty legal battle with Justin Baldoni, and just when you thought it was a simple case of he said, she said, the drama decided to expand its universe faster than a Marvel franchise. Now, Anna Kendrick's name is being dragged into the chaos, a PR consultant is suing for millions, and even Taylor Swift, queen of speaking out about literally everything, has suddenly gone radio silent. I mean, if Taylor isn't writing a diss track about this, is it even a real scandal? Some feuds just refuse to die, like they're put on life support every few years just for the sake of entertainment. Well, that's the kind of feud between Anna Kendrick and Blake Lively, Hollywood's very own version of an unresolved group project fight.
Everyone's opinion of me is just so positive. I do let it affect me. I do. Because everyone's like, you're great, and I'm like, I know.
You're not great. Blocked.
Yeah.
This all goes back to 2018 when they worked together on A Simple Favor, a movie that gave us cocktails, murder, and iconic outfits, but apparently also some serious off-screen tension. At first, everything seemed fine. The press tour was full of forced smiles, awkward red carpet laughs, and just enough fake bestie energy to convince us that Blake and Anna were totally getting along. But we all know how the off-screen reality works. They were totally against each other. According to reports, Blake wasn't there to be the star in the movie. She was running the show. The wardrobe was her call. The changes in scripts was also her call. And not to forget production decisions. You already know, Blake was leading that.
I love creating, and I think that as women, you're not often given authorship, yet women represent 85% of people making purchases in homes across all categories, yet the majority of things that we're buying are created by men.
If there had been a catering decision to make, I would be shocked if she had opinions on that too. And at first, Anna Kendrick was super chill about it. She even tried to dismiss rumors of tension because, Hollywood's golden rule, pretend everything is fine, even when it's clearly on fire. But eventually the truth started leaking out. Anna admitted that, yeah, Blake was kind of difficult to work with, which is celebrity code for, I would rather drink expired oat milk than go through that again. And let's be real, if Anna Kendrick, who's worked with all kinds of chaotic Hollywood personalities, found Blake to be a lot, then you know it was bad. Fast forward to today, and guess what? The sequel is happening, and surprise, surprise, Anna Kendrick is not exactly thrilled about reliving the Blake Lively experience again. And honestly, who can blame her? Now, with all of Blake's legal drama in the mix, Anna's probably somewhere sipping her coffee, watching the chaos unfold, and thinking, maybe it's not just me.
I feel like it's pretty rapid cognition for me.
Yeah, I think but there's some people, I've had people who, I don't necessarily, we're not best buddies at all moments, but, do we do well together on screen? And there's some people that, we're best buddies, and then on screen it's like... So you just never really know.
Right.
And so, I don't know, but it's fun. But you definitely know once you're shooting.
Let's be real for a second. Anna Kendrick is basically America's sweetheart. She's funny, self-deprecating, and the type of celebrity who would probably trip on a red carpet, laugh it off, and somehow make it endearing. She gives off cool girl who gets along with the crew energy, and that's not me talking, that is how most co-actors and celebrities have said about her. The girl stays away from drama, any controversy. Hollywood loves that. Directors love that. We love that. Blake Lively, on the other hand, she gives off, I have thoughts and you're going to hear all of them, energy, which in theory sounds great. Strong, opinionated women running Hollywood? We love to see it. Except when the opinions start driving directors and producers up a wall. And again, that's not me talking. or even someone else. That is her talking about herself. Blake has made it very clear over the years that she doesn't just show up, say her lines, and leave. Oh no, she's involved. And by involved, I mean she's rewriting scripts, challenging directors, and making sure every costume choice passes her personal approval. She's been vocal about believing actors should have more control over their characters and the creative process, and you know what? Fair. But at some point, directors and producers started seeing her not as passionate, but as a bit of a headache. One producer, who probably needed a drink after working with her, reportedly said that Blake is opinionated to the point of exhaustion, and honestly, that tracks. And this is exactly where the Anna versus Blake tension comes into play. Anna is the type of actor who shows up, does the job, and keeps the drama to a minimum. Blake is the type to ask a million questions, rewrite her own dialogue, and challenge decisions on set. It's like pairing someone who just wants to get through the group project with someone who wants to redesign the entire PowerPoint theme for artistic integrity.
I mean, we're exactly the same type. So, yeah, I mean, I assume that Blake has lost many roles to my glamour, beauty, and elegance.
When
so,
you hear my-
sorry about it, Blake.
My singing voice, you know, Anna.
Oh, it was neck and neck, pitch perfect.
If
oh,
I,
Into the
if
Woods.
I
Last
were
time.
to open my cherub
Oh,
lungs,
boy.
she wouldn't have a career. So
The sacrifices she's made for me.
I really have.
It's no wonder Anna was exhausted after working with her the first time, and now, with A Simple Favor 2 in the works, it's like someone hit replay on this whole dynamic, except now we also have lawsuits, scandals, and a whole new level of Hollywood chaos. Now, making a sequel is usually exciting, nostalgia, a paycheck, maybe even a little fun, but the moment production started, the old drama between Anna and Blake came creeping back in like a bad sequel no one asked for. And the first problem was just a teeny tiny little thing called top billing. You know, the name order in the credits that determines who's the real MVP of the movie. Apparently, both Anna and Blake thought their name should come first, because in the first movie, it was Anna's name that rolled on the top, but in the sequel, Blake was ready to take over the movie again.
I feel like your character is like the most confident woman in the world, and yours is like very insecure.
Yeah.
Are you guys, but you guys are like, both of you have this attitude about you that
In
I don't
real
take
life,
energy.
it's the other way around, and I constantly have to call Blake and be like, it's okay, you're good at giving interviews.
This turned into a whole thing with heated discussions, egos flaring, and probably some very tense group emails. Eventually, they reached a compromise, which is Hollywood speak for no one won, but let's pretend this works. The solution they reached was staggered billing. That means sometimes Anna's name is first, sometimes Blake's, because clearly that was the only way to prevent an all-out war. But here's the thing, just when Anna thought she could quietly get through this movie and move on, Blake's lawsuit with Justin Baldoni hit the headlines, and suddenly, A Simple Favor 2 had even bigger problems than billing order. Fans started boycotting the film. Everyone said they loved Anna, but they couldn't stand Balky anymore, and were most likely gonna boycott the movie. And the real way to deal with this should have been Blake calling Anna and apologizing, but that never happened. Imagine signing up for a movie, thinking the biggest problem would be your slightly annoying co-star, only to find out the whole thing is now tangled in lawsuits and industry scandals.
Struggled with that because I've sometimes judged her for being so confident, which I think is like not fair, right?
Yeah, you're such a bad daughter.
Terrible daughter. See, this is an entire therapy session.
That's
You've stepped
good. Get
into,
it
you
out.
realize.
At this point, the drama has turned into a full-blown Hollywood tornado, and Anna's just standing in the middle, wondering why she ever agreed to do this sequel in the first place. But other than Anna, many other celebrities have come forward and picked sides. Paul Feig, the director of A Simple Favor, jumped in pretty quickly, standing by Blake Lively like a true ride or die. He essentially dismissed Justin Baldoni's lawsuit as nothing more than a power move, which is Hollywood code for he's just mad he lost control of the situation. And then there's Brandon Sklenar, who also backed Blake because, of course, someone had to. If you've ever been in a group project with someone who somehow convinces half the team they're just misunderstood, you get the vibe. Meanwhile, Chelsea Handler, the queen of saying what we're all thinking, did not hold back. Instead of picking sides, she called them both out for turning this whole thing into a public circus. Stop the playground fight, she said. And she's not wrong. This feud has spiraled so far out of control that at this point it's less of a Hollywood Hollywood scandal and more of a reality TV show nobody signed up for. She basically told them to act like adults and handle it in court instead of making headlines every 5 minutes. Even Taylor Swift is super silent right now. The girl we know, if someone so much as breathes in the direction of Selena Gomez the wrong way, Swift is right there ready to drop a cryptic Instagram post, or better yet, a whole diss track. But this time, I don't see where she is. Her legal team has said out publicly that she has nothing to do with this battle going on. There's not a single Blake is the best tweet, not a vague Instagram story about standing with women, not even a subtle, like on a shady post. And in Swiftie world, that level of quiet is practically deafening. Now, you and I both know Taylor is very intentional about what she chooses to speak on. If she wanted to, she could turn this whole situation into a poetic essay about friendship and betrayal set to acoustic guitar, but she hasn't. Which raises the very important question, why? Is she keeping her distance because she disagrees with how Blake is handling things? Is she worried that stepping in could mess with her carefully curated billion-dollar image? So here we are, gearing up for A Simple Favor 2, a movie that should be making headlines for its plot twists, but is instead drowning in the most awkward co-star reunion since whatever Don't Worry Darling had going on. The sequel is set to drop on March 7th, 2025, but the Baldoni versus Lively courtroom showdown is scheduled for 2026. That means this feud isn't a momentary internet obsession, it's a long-term, slow-burn disaster that will keep unfolding in real time. With Hollywood already split and fans practically running their own investigative reports on social media, the drama is far from over.